Have you ever thought about taking 2, 3, or 4 shipping containers, cutting out all the sidewalls and slapping them together? It's not quite that simple. But in this video, I'm going to show you another option that we have to make double wides or even triple wide shipping containers. Stay tuned. Previously, we released a video where we took 2 40-foot high cube shipping containers, cut out the sidewalls, put a structural header all the way down the sides, and then put them together. That was an awesome kit. It was very easy to install. It was all pre-manufactured, welded ahead of time, and then just installed on the can. But we've been hesitant to release it, and it's for good reason, because we think we can come up with a better way. What we learned from taking the 2 outside containers here, this is a job where we cut a container in half, a standard height unit. We actually split it into 2 pieces and then send it underground where they'll sleigh around, I think it's 26 kilometers, and then put the 2 halves back together. We learned from that job that we can take those 2 standard height halves, put them beside a high cube, and now over 4 feet and a 1 foot rise, we get a 312 pitched roof. That is a good pitch. That pitch sheds snow. It's referenced in all building codes, and it will fit in with infrastructure in regular residential developments. So we think this is the way to do it. We have to perfect the way to cut these things in half yet, but we have a great system. This is our 3rd and 4th time doing it, and we still have 2 more to do, so we're gonna get good. But I wanna show you the concept here. We're not gonna finalize a double wide container home here, but with the high cube behind me, we can actually take 2 high cubes and put them beside each other, maybe with a similar header kit to what we had in our previous video, or our roll tarp door style header kit that we also sell. But we can now span across from the outsides of the containers right to the ceiling, make a 312 pitched roof. We can have eaves hanging out the sides with our new 2-way upper decker brackets. So let's jump over to the side here, and I want to show you how these brackets work and how we can connect either steel studs or 2x6s to span this distance. Let's go. So this is actually an underground office, but you can see the doorway and windows. What we could do for whether it's a retreat or a Airbnb or a container home or whatever you call it. But this is our new bracket. It's just a prototype here, but it's pretty cool. What we originally designed it for was to just run a deck across the roof of a container, and then now we can actually run studs downwards. And so this, you could use wood. This I'm not worried about. It's outside of the envelope. Not worried about things molding and mildew and being health concerns to people. So whether you were to build a double wide kit like this, one way would be to take the corrugations that are all cut out of the side of the container. You can actually grab those and put them across and use them as the roof deck, the shingles, everything, and they'll shed water. But it's pretty technical. We'll have to figure out how we can connect them to the sides, let them span the distance. Maybe we can build an integrated eaves trough or something on this edge. But an easier and simpler starting point would be to take steel studs, or probably even better, yeah, like I said, the 2x4, 2x6, 2x8, whatever it needs to span that distance. Build yourself an A-frame style header, and now you can span this, shingle it. You can, with these brackets, come downwards with more studding. You could insulate on the outside, leave the container style on the inside, as long as you're perfectly covering this envelope. Who knows, maybe you could play around with batt insulation rather than spray foam. I do not recommend that. If you're gonna spend money anywhere when you're doing a container home or anything, it's on spray foam. Don't cheap out there. If you can afford it, do it. It solves all problems. You can screw up in so many ways and it will fix them. So this here is just a sneak peek of this system. We have it, yeah, we have multiple ways to do this. Wood framing on the outside and steel containers on the inside for a more garage type build, and an industrial build where you want the ruggedness of a container on the inside, and maybe you can fit the development on the outside. When you're building a container home, in order for this to make sense, you have to use the shipping container either on the inside or the outside. If you completely frame the inside and finish it, and then you frame the outside and finish it, why didn't you just frame a garage, finish the inside, finish the outside, and stud it once? there's no need for the Secant. So you have to utilize the container as a structure, whether it's on the outside or the inside. So if there's architectural restraints in your subdivision that need this to look like a home, then utilize as much as the interior features of a Secant as you can and finish the outside, or vice versa. If you want the outside to be fireproof in a fire-prone area, then finish off the inside. But make sure you're using spray foam, unless I post another video saying otherwise. So that's my advice. That's what I'm sticking to. And yeah, I guess here's a sneak peek. We are gonna work on this system. We will post more videos of it. But until then, if you enjoyed this video, please help us out. Give it a like. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell for notifications. And as always, check us out at tcg.ca. Hope you learned something.